femur has the most concentrated marrow of all the bones. Did you know that?
Oh, so they'd make good soup bones.
Heard Jeffrey Dahmer thought so.
So who's your friend?
Hopefully my ticket to a full-time job here. Victoria PD shipped these remains over as a priority for identification.
They forgot his head.
Never found it. What's here was scattered over 2 acres of bush.
Surprised they didn't leave this one in the shelf. There's not much to go on.
Well, they did for years, but the mother kept after them. It was her only child.
So you think the mom's right?
Judging from the skeleton structure and length, it looks like she could be. I'm guessing 5'7", 160 pounds. The missing kid was 160 pounds and 5'8". Apparently he worked out a lot at the gym. You see his shoulders? Unusually large muscle attachments for someone his age. You get that from lifting weights.
It's all very interesting. What do you want?
Well, here's the thing. Victoria PD wants to wash their hands of this, and I'd like to take it over.
So take it.
I can't, not unless some detective will open this as a cold file.
Right, and I'm guessing
It would really help me out. If I can make a DNA profile from the bone marrow and ID him, I know they'll keep me on here permanently.
I know a detective. His name's Savalas.
I already thought of him, and he told me he's still on probation.
This has nothing to do with Cold Squad. It's a missing kid at best.
It's a dead missing kid. It was her only child. Think about it. One of your kids goes missing. You never see them for years. You never get to answer the question, what happened? I can answer that mother's question, but only with your help.
Send the file down.
Thanks. So you do have a heart.
No, it's just that if I had to listen to any more of that, I'd be sick.
God, 30 years.
Yep. 30 wonderful years, I might add.
I hope you're springing for more than dinner at White's Blood.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am. Yes, we're going away. I saw this great golf special at the resort down at Point Roberts.
Forget it, Andy.
Kidding. Come on.
You should try Harrison Hot Springs. You know, it's great food, excellent view, wonderful spa. We wanted there in our tent.
We haven't been to Harrison in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great suggestion, Lang. Oh, we could do Harrison, huh?
Yeah?
Come on, let me buy you a drink. You got a great course there.
Oh.
So 30 years as a cop, first marriage, that's got to be some kind of record.
Oh, it's not that hard once you get him trained.
I hear monogamy is making a comeback, actually.
You know, it's not some kind of trend. All you have to do to have a happy marriage is find the right partner. Right?
Wanda.
Hey, loved her then, love her now.
God, now I need a drink.
What? What, you just learned how to walk?
Easy.
Huh?
Go.
This is really getting out of hand.
It's on his own time, boss. It's his own business.
Yeah, but he's losing it at work, and that's my business. This guy's becoming a liability.
All right, I'll talk to him.
You have something to do with this?
With what?
The shrink. Polachuk put me back with Dr. Walker?
I thought you liked the shrink.
You didn't answer my question.
Your temper's getting in the way of your job performance. It might be better for you to blow off some steam in a controlled environment.
That's bullshit. I get all my stress from the people in this room.
And what's that supposed to
It
mean?
means y'all got me on a leash. I can't piss without permission.
Hey, be my guest! All right. You want off the leash? You can help me with this. I just got a call from Bart Jones.
That old booze hound, what's he want?
He says he has some information to trade. Are you interested, or you just want to stand around feeling sorry for yourself all day?
Len, Casey called me twice this morning. He says he wants an update on your Hobart file.
Well, I'm kind of swamped here, Andy. I got this new file. It's male juvenile remains found outside of Duncan 7 years ago.
Where'd you get this? I don't remember this.
Well, I'm doing it as a favor right now.
No head, no teeth. Winner.
Well, you know, it's not as bad as it looks. A couple weeks ago, a public works crew found remnants of clothing near the site where the bones were discovered. They turned them into the RCMP in Duncan. I also managed to locate what might be the skull. It was at the coroner's office in Victoria.
You found all this already?
Yeah, well, you know, just have to know where to look. Those boys in Victoria, they aren't exactly blessed with an overabundance of brain power.
Must be a heck of a frown. You're busting your ass on this.
That's always hard to say no to a pretty girl.
Take your shot and take care of Hobart as well, right?
Yep.
Horseman been after me for years. You know that. They're framing me. Said I did 24 B&Es.
Yeah, well, B&Es are kind of your specialty, Bart.
I didn't do them.
Right.
Gotta help me out here. I could trade some information.
You better be good. 24 beanies requires some pretty heavy weight to convince the RCMP to go for a patch.
Would a murder be heavy enough?
Keep talking.
There's supposed to be a suicide.
Who?
Serge Morrison. They said it was a suicide, but he was murdered.
What are you talking about?
I was 2 cells down from him. They thought I was passed out.
Which joint were you in?
Wasn't in the joint. It was downtown.
You better not be bullshitting us, Bart.
I swear to God, it's true. You give me a deal with the Horseman, I'll tell you everything.
Anything else we should know?
Yeah. Wasn't a guard. It was a cop.
Right size, same environmental signatures. I bet you it's him.
Some animal do that?
This happened when he was alive. See where the bones caved in around the hole? Bone is like greenwood. When it's alive, it bends. These are animal tooth marks, no indentation. Once the skull's been exposed to the sun, it becomes brittle like an eggshell. The blow would have killed him instantly.
What about his DNA?
We're not there yet, but soon.
Okay.
Where are you going?
The fun part. Victoria called. Sheila Thompson's already on the ferry.
The mother?
Yeah.
She know about the clothes they found in Duncan?
Yep, that's why she's coming.
IDing them doesn't ID the body.
No, Sherlock, that's your job.
File's in here somewhere.
Don't know why I'm here.
Oh, great. Number 1 witness.
Is that aftershave? You gonna take that away from him?
Never worry too much about that shit. Turns Bart into a walking air freshener and helps kill the stench in here. Here we go. Morrison. Pervert from Burnaby, tried to commit suicide and killed himself.
Tried to. Sounds like it worked.
Yeah, just not the way he wanted. See, Morrison liked to wear ladies' panties. The problem, he was partial to the thong type. So he ties them around his neck.
He hung himself with a thong.
He tried, but his 250-pound fat ass made them tear apart. And he cracked his head open when he hit the floor. Coroner called it death by misadventure.
Hard to think of a better way for a diddler to cash out.
Yeah, tell me about it. That creep Morrison raped at least 6 kids. So what's this got to do with Cold Squad?
Nothing. We're just checking out some information.
Yeah, what's that?
It's nothing, Hank. Wouldn't worry about it.
Later.
Okay, later.
250-pound man wearing a thong. Now that's a picture.
Don't even make me think about it. I get muscles clenching up where I didn't even know I had muscles.
So what's this? It's nothing, Hank.
It's nothing, because Bart's bullshitting us.
Why would he do that?
20-something B&Es, the guy's been legally drunk since he's 10.
According to the prisoner list, Bart was 2 cells down from Morrison the night he died.
Do you think one of ours killed the creep?
We should make sure one of them didn't. Hey.
So how's the ferry ride?
It was good.
Okay, it's just through here and to your left. We need the blood to make a positive ID.
You don't need to do that. It's Keith. I gave him that shirt for his 17th birthday, 2 days before he disappeared. Sergeant Harper, how did he die?
We believe he was murdered.
Do you think he would have suffered?
It doesn't look that way, Miss Thompson.
Excuse me a minute.
finished with your personal favors for the day? Because Casey called again.
Well, he can wait. We got the mother and she made the ID.
Oh. Better?
Yeah.
Sheila.
Andy.
Oh, my God. So sorry.
So I take it you two go back?
Yeah. Sheila was our secretary when I was out on patrol. It was over 30 years ago. God, where does the time go? So, anything interesting on Sheila's son?
Not much other than his record.
Serious?
No, it's mostly truancy, a couple theft under some minor drug stuff. It's a typical single-parent scenario.
Look, I want you to go full bore on this, Len. Anything we can do to help Sheila out would be great.
Okay. Get Casey off my back.
Consider it done.
Last person seen with Keith was a Maggie Miller, his girlfriend.
Assholes I can handle. The guys at work, that's another story.
We all have trouble with people at work,
They just don't seem to trust me.
and that makes you angry.
Child molesters, rapists, murderers, that makes me angry. My personal business just pisses me off.
Can you tell me what the difference is? Maybe your coworkers are just trying to help.
I got a funny way of showing it.
I agree. They shouldn't have called me. What happens in here should be between the two of us.
So you're okay to take a break here?
Take any smoke excuse.
No thanks. So you and Keith were at a party?
Yeah, Sherry Black's place in Langford.
And what happened?
Keith and we got into it.
You're fighting.
I caught him selling speed at the party. He promised me he's finished with that. Obviously, he wasn't.
Did he say why?
Said he owed money to his dealers. He was having a hard time paying them off.
These dealers have names?
None that I know.
When was the last time you saw Keith that night?
Around midnight, I saw him get in a truck with a couple of guys. They were arguing.
Okay, thanks.
You sure he's dead? You know, the last thing I said to him was, call me when you clean up your act. Guess that didn't happen.
You know what the funny thing is? I checked with the RCMP. They're not even after him.
Why are we even listening to him?
Because what he said so far is the truth.
Got my deal?
Well, I'm sorry, Bart, but the coroner's inquest ruled Morrison's death as an accident.
Death by misadventure.
Misadventure? What the hell's that mean?
It means you lied to us and you're going to jail.
They can rule whatever they like. But when you lock down a known nutcase with a skinner like Morrison, I call that murder.
Nutcase?
Yeah. Name on the streets, last count. Reggie Williams, 2 times Golden Gloves guy. Too many whacks to the noggin, though.
So you saw the police put last count in Morrison's cell?
Yeah, I thought I was passed out. I told you that already.
All right, where do we find this last count?
I got a deal or what?
Enough of the bullshit, old man. Where the hell is he?
Nico! Nico!
Where the hell is he?
He said Lockbow!
Well, that's more like it. Now, you got a name for the cop that put last count in with Morrison?
Yeah. The Hank Johnson.
Oh,
Get off him! Damn it. You all right?
I'm all right.
Hank Johnson, are you sure about that?
I was there. I saw it.
well, if it ain't the Over-the-Hill gang.
Hey, Hank.
How you doing, Ellie?
Good.
We're planning Hank's retirement party down at Dick's. You guys in?
Sure.
See you there.
You retiring?
30 years. It's a long enough hitch.
Listen, Hank, I wonder if you can level with me on something here.
Yeah.
Was there anybody in the cell with Morrison the night he died?
No,
Does the name Last Count ring any bells?
I never heard of him.
You still look the same?
Well, that's a compliment, I hope.
He's damn right it is.
You're still a charmer, are you, Andy?
No, just an old observant cop. So how have you been?
For a long time, I was pretty good, you know? After I worked here with you, I moved to Victoria. Had a lot of good years there. Until I lost Keith.
Sorry about your son. I can't imagine. I don't know what to say.
I don't expect you to. So how about you? Any kids?
Yeah, 2 girls. Both grown. Christ, I could be a grandfather in a couple of years.
I knew you could help, Andy.
What do you mean?
I mean, help me find out if that was Keith's body. It's why I pushed to have him sent here.
I sure wish there was something else I could help you with, but it does look like it's Keith.
He was murdered, Andy. They murdered my son. I didn't expect to find that out.
We'll do everything we can.
Keith was a good kid. He just hung out with the wrong crowd. What could I do?
You know, Sheila, I've got a lot of parents who suffer the same kind of loss. And, well, sometimes it just doesn't matter what you do.
Well, I should get some sleep.
I'll walk you out.
All right, side pocket.
I bet you don't make it.
What kind of steaks we talking about here?
Whatever you want, Len.
Hey, Len.
Hey, boss, how you doing? Didn't know you were here. Constable Sonia Parker, Inspector Polachuk.
Good to meet you.
Hi.
Those test results should be in first thing tomorrow morning.
I'll be there.
Okay.
That's great, thanks. Have a good night.
He was 9 when this one was taken.
How about you let me go through the rest? I'm sure I can find something we can use.
Sergeant Harper. The labs confirmed a match between Keith's DNA and Mrs. Thompson's blood.
It's really him.
It looks like it. The lab needs the father to come forward and provide blood before they'll issue a DNA certificate for court purposes.
Okay. What is it?
I don't think that's possible. I don't know where he would even start looking for his father.
Oh, that's not a problem. That happens to be my specialty. I just need a name. I need the father's name, Miss Thompson.
Peter. Story.
Haven't found anything on Pete's story yet, but I have this. Foot Patrol in Victoria picked up Keith after scoring off one of the locals in August 1996. Then in December, they nailed him for trafficking. He tried to sell a couple grams of coke to one of their informants. Both charges were stayed.
So he was talking to one of their guys?
Well, debriefing says he wanted to, but he was afraid of one of his suppliers. Now, I think these guys are likely the ones he was fighting with. It's Jim and Mike Nolan. Drugs was on them about a year ago. They both stayed on the streets, worked their way up. Now they're big time. They run a trucking company in Burnaby. If you're gonna go in and talk to them, talk to the one in the black. That's Jim. He's the weak link.
All right, thanks. Can I hang on to these?
Yeah, sure.
Gonna make these assholes young again.
Well, it's inadmissible in court.
Hey, we're not in court yet. I don't even have a real victim yet. Not until I find Daddy.
Hey, Harper. Do you know a Constable Sonia Parker?
Who?
She's a cute little redhead in patrols. She wants to make a transfer to homicide, and she listed you as a reference.
Oh, yeah. She was a patrol officer in a case I worked at. Good cop.
Great. Great reference.
So, what's going on with Sheila's son?
I can't find the father. I've run this Pete story every which way, and nothing. It's like this guy doesn't exist.
Maybe she doesn't want to get him involved.
I can't lock an ID without him. She's hiding something.
Why would she do that?
Maybe this Pete guy's involved in this somehow. For all we know, she might be too.
There's no way that Sheila's involved in anything. She's the gentlest person I ever met.
Well, maybe she'll talk to you.
I don't know if I'm the best person.
Who better?
Why is it you have to go to a diner to get a real cup of coffee? Thanks.
You're the one that never drank coffee, never smoked, always at the gym.
Yeah, I used to run marathons in record time, too.
1976 Larry Young Memorial Run. You and Atkinson ran behind me the entire time until we got to the finish line. Then you sped past me like I was standing still. Hey, whatever happened to McLean?
I retired 4 years ago.
Oh, God. That seems like ancient history now, doesn't it? I sure liked working with you back then, Andy.
Yeah.
Every day there was another laugh or two.
Sergeant Harper hasn't had any luck finding Pete's story. Is everything okay?
Yeah, fine.
You can trust me, Sheila. Are you protecting this guy?
No.
Because I'm sure that Keith's father wants closure on this thing as well. You both need to get on with your lives.
Man can't have closure if he doesn't know he had a son to begin with.
Doesn't know.
It's a long time ago. I didn't want to ruin his life.
Oh, come on. He ran out on you. He owes you.
Andy, there is no Pete story.
Well, then who's the father?
Look, I just want to go home and bury my son, okay?
Sheila. We need to officially identify the body in order to catch your boy's killer. Now tell me who the father was.
I'm looking at him.
What?
Andy, you're Keith's father.
How'd it go with Sheila Thompson?
That's pretty straightforward. She and Pete's story split up 12 years ago. Worked in the mines. She thinks he might be in South Africa somewhere.
Okay, did she say where in South Africa?
She doesn't know.
Great.
It's probably best to pursue this drug angle stuff. Find everything you can on Jim Nolan, bring him in.
To what end? This isn't an official case yet.
Look, if these guys killed Sheila's kid, I want to get them. You just find something to book them on.
Andy, we checked with the guard room, and there's no record of last count being in our cells the night Morrison died. It seems the log for that day is missing.
What about the video cameras?
They weren't working that week. I think Hank might not be telling us everything.
What do you think?
If Hank's dirty, I'm the first one to put him away. But I'd like to have some proof first.
Yeah, I knew Keith. Him and me used to smoke together back in high school.
When'd you last see him?
It's gotta be at least 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah? Where?
Where? How am I supposed to remember that? Shit, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. You sure my brother knows you're here?
Yeah, he said he'd be along shortly, which is good because I need to talk to both of you.
About what?
Well, about the fact that I got a witness who saw you and Mike lay a beating on Keith and then force him into your truck the night he went missing. We found where you buried him, Jimmy. Why'd you kill him?
Keep your mouth shut, Jimmy.
You said it was okay to talk to him.
Look, get back to my office, you idiot.
I didn't say nothing. Honest, Mike.
You got a warrant?
It must be Mike. Len Harper, Vancouver Police.
I asked if you had a warrant.
Thought we could keep this informal for the time being.
Look, why don't you get the hell off my property? Now.
I'll be back to see you soon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're good for it, but until I get a positive ID on the kid, I'll never be able to bring them in. We're running out of options here, boss. I got Christine putting together some old photos of these guys. I don't know, maybe we'll luck out with a girlfriend. Yeah, sure, Harper, maybe we'll... Oh, you are there. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you back at the office.
Do you remember being in the same cell with Morrison that night?
God says sinners should be punished. And that sinner, Morrison, was punished. He paid the highest price for his transgressions.
I understand you're a religious man. Did you kill him for God?
I read the Bible.
Did the police put you in Morrison's cell?
It was there that God spoke to me.
Oh, yeah? What'd he say?
He told me Morrison was an evil son of a bitch.
So you killed him?
seek the Lord and live. Or he will sweep through the house of Joseph like a fire. It will devour, and Bethel will have no one to quench it. Amos, chapter 5, verse 6.
You didn't answer the question.
For the Lord has a day of vengeance, a year of retribution to uphold Zion's cause.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask this one more time. Did the police put you in the cell with Morrison?
So I could do the Lord's work.
I gave him these photos this morning.
How long are we looking at?
Should be finished in a couple of minutes.
So?
So what?
So you turned those bones into a human being. They give you the job?
Haven't heard yet.
If you keep this up, you'll get me fired. Don't need no hassle from my boss.
Just like you don't need no hassle from me.
Just make it quick is all I ask. The younger one had longer hair. It was in a ponytail, I think.
Well, try to picture that in your mind when you go through them.
This is them.
You sure?
It's the eyes. I remember the eyes. These are the two men I saw Keith get in the truck with.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so here's where we're at. Maggie Miller just put the Nolan brothers with Keith the night he went missing, so that gives me enough to bring Jim Nolan in. The problem is, I still can't positively ID the victim. So what do I do? If I can't find the father, these two guys are gonna get away with murdering your friend's 17-year-old boy.
Well, here's the problem. I found out who Sheila was protecting. It's me. Sheila and I had an affair. About 5 years into my marriage. Who knows why? Maybe I got married too soon. You know, that's what I thought at the time. I felt I was too young, felt I was cheated. I broke it off after a couple of months. You got married young too, didn't you, right? You know what it feels like.
Well, yeah, sure, I thought about it, you know, who hasn't, but, it's as far as it went.
I guess I deserve that. My son. A hell of a way to find out. She would have just told me. Maybe I could have made a difference. Maybe Keith would have had a chance.
Does Sharon know?
Of course not.
Okay, she doesn't have to, but, we need a blood sample from you.
That becomes public in the trial. If it gets out, it could ruin my marriage.
So tell her now. Do the right thing.
The right thing? Causing irreparable damage to my family, probably to my career? How is that doing the right thing?
I don't know. But what I do know is that if you don't come forward, two drug-dealing assholes are gonna get away with murdering your son. So what's it gonna be?
You're gonna have to find another way.
Inspector, checked out Morrison's autopsy. There were several bruises on his arms and his back. The investigators wrote them off because he resisted arrest when they picked him up, but the pathologist said he couldn't tell if they were inflicted before or after he was put in the cell.
But he determined that Morrison died of massive head injuries.
That all you got?
No, we talked to last count. He more or less admitted to killing him.
Bart Jones and Last Count Williams. Now, there's a pair of credible sources.
It's who we got. I want to talk to Hank.
What do you think, Sibelius?
I think Hank's a good man. Always have.
Good men do bad things, we all know that.
All right, you can talk to Hank, but if things start going wrong, I want you to take it to internal. Okay? Excuse me. Sheila, how you doing? Great.
Andy, you don't have to do anything. It's not as though I'm thirsting for vengeance. I just wanted to know what happened to my son.
Why didn't you tell me?
You had your life.
He was my son.
You don't get credit for that, Andy. Keith was my child. Good or bad.
You should have told me, Sheila.
What good would that have done?
I deserve to know.
Would you have told your wife if you'd found out? I knew the answer to that back then, Andy. And I don't expect anything from you now.
I just wished I could have been there for you.
Do you really? Or is that just something you're supposed to say?
What do you want, Len?
Just need your signature on this. I'm concluding the file.
Close the door. No, if Sharon finds out about this, there's a good chance that my marriage is over.
Then sign the file. The only people who know about this is me and you. Your little secret's safe with me.
I love my wife. I don't want to lose her.
Then sign that file.
You ever do anything like this, Len? You ever step out on one?
This is about catching the two assholes that killed your son. It's not about what you did 20 years ago.
Well, what would you do?
I'd want to see those two pricks behind bars.
And Sharon?
Come on, Andy, look. Deep down, you know the answer to that. If you love each other, she'll handle this.
So you don't want a lawyer?
You're entitled to a union rep.
It's okay. I got nothing to hide.
Hank, are you familiar with Reggie Williams?
No.
Street name is Last Count.
Sorry, I don't know a Reggie Williams or Last Count. We had over 4,000 prisoners through the cells last year alone.
So you don't know this guy?
Yeah, I remember him. You crazy son of a bitch.
Hank, we have a witness that says he saw you put Last Count in with Morrison the night he died.
Your witness got a name?
Bart Jones.
Bart? Let me guess. That wet brain thinks the RCMP are chasing him again. He's trying to patch the charge.
Yeah, the story may be fiction, but what he's remembering isn't.
Said Morrison was an animal. I first met him when I was on patrol 20 years ago. He used to troll the elementary schools near Commercial. Never could touch him. You know how many people with Skinner like him could mess up? Their parents, sisters, brothers, kids that haven't even been born yet.
So you put him in a cell with Last Count?
No.
Okay, Hank. What's up with the missing cell records?
It's a big department. Things go missing. Is that all your questions?
We're gonna find something new. Or someone will talk, you know that. They always do.
Let him. I know what I know.
Where you are, the assholes have fingerprint numbers and mugshots. Up here, they're all wearing three-piece suits.
Sometimes Harper seems like he's wearing a three-piece suit.
Oh, yeah, well, I was partnered with Allie McCormick. Do you know how many times I got to be right?
I can't believe you sometimes. 3 years on the job, I never saw you lose it.
Oh, I've lost it plenty of times.
Never saw it.
Well, that's because I think before I speak. You know, you should try counting to 10. It's old advice, but it works. Or try boxing. That's a great release.
Miss you down there.
Yeah. Well, this is nice. You can always come up and see me.
So what's going on with Johnson?
Nothing. We don't have enough.
Internal's taking a look at it, but we're not going to get anywhere. How about you?
Well, I know who killed the victim. I just don't know who the victim is officially. Well, I gotta get going. Wanda's making me a favorite tonight.
Peanuts?
Lasagna.
Must be nice, huh?
What's that?
Is anybody making dinner for you tonight?
Mr. Molson's already made mine.
Well, this girl needs a second. I don't know what it takes to get a drink around here.
Is Hank gonna get away with it?
Hey, McCormick. Whose team are you playing for? I always figured you for a dyke. Didn't think you were also a Skinner, though, too.
Why don't you shut your big trap, Bill?
What the hell's with you, McCormick? That fat bastard Morrison did every kid in this city a favor when he killed himself.
You know, if you believe that, then you're even stupider than you look.
In your best interest to back off, Hank. Let him enjoy his retirement.
What, are you threatening me, Bill? Because if you are, you know, I'm about this close from throwing your drunken ass in jail.
Hey, settle down. Nobody's going to jail. It's Hank's last night on the job, and we're here to celebrate.
Yeah, celebrate this.
You'll have to excuse my partner. She's got a bit of a temper sometimes.
Sergeant Harper, you are looking at the new assistant technologist of forensics. Permanent position.
Congratulations. Did you make the ID?
Appears so. I was talking to Laura, and apparently the father came by last night to donate blood.
Really? Did you find out who?
Nope, they're gonna keep it confidential until the trial. But what the hell, I made the ID. That is Keith Thompson, 100% official. And I couldn't have done it without you, Sergeant Harper. Thank you.
All right. You wanted to see me?
Yeah.
I heard you did the right thing, Andy.
Sharon take it all right?
You are a sanctimonious son of a bitch, aren't you?
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I saw you last night, lad. Right in the goddamn parking lot. I don't care what you do in your time off. You can screw a different woman every night if that's what you want.
I don't know what you think you saw, Andy, but maybe it wasn't too clear.
I poured my heart out to you, and you didn't have the guts to be straight with me. I looked up to you in your perfect marriage. All the people on the squad do. Why didn't you tell me that you were cheating on Wanda?
I'm not.
Lie to yourself all you want to, Len, but don't you lie to me. All I wanted was someone to talk to. Someone to confirm that I'm not the bastard I've been feeling like all these years. Why didn't you tell me the truth? You lied to me, straight-faced.
I know what you saw. I was giving that patrol officer a ride home because she had too much to drink, and I didn't think it was appropriate that she was going to get behind the wheel.
Christ, I almost feel sorry for you. You know, marriage isn't the only relationship built on trust. So is police work. And you blew it, pal.
Are you finished?
Yeah.